Here we are back for part two of
Pots with Pots, TK Pots. Here we are, mate.
the Punter's Punter.
Emerald Hotel, mate. Here we are, somewhere different. Beautiful Emerald Hotel. So
We should give a wrap to the venue that's hosting us.
we haven't dumped the All Nations or anything. There's just 50 less sets of traffic lights for me to get here, so I don't get there with motion sickness like I do.
And I can walk to this one.
Yeah,
So
good racing club, isn't it? Andy Lewis and the team.
so I think about 12 months ago, you had lunch with an interesting. We'll just talk about tab and algorithms and all that stuff. You had lunch with an interesting guy.
I did, mate. I did. It was 12 months ago, and yeah, that's how it came up. But I've got a very good mate of mine, a mutual friend of ours. He sent me a message. He said, "I'm heading down to Hobart to have lunch with Jelko. Would you like to come?" I said, "Would I? What? You know, up and back in a day." So I said, "Yeah, well, that's a once in a lifetime opportunity to sort of go and have lunch with Jelko, who's head of one of the biggest computer syndicates that we've got in Australia. So
he's really the mystery man, isn't he? You know.
Yeah, that's right. He's been a bit of a
punters for years would have backed the horse at 450 on the tab just before the jump, and then they go across the line. It wins by 2 lengths, and the dividend's 320.
320.
And you
Yeah.
go, what happened there?
What's happened
What
there?
happened there? Jelko happened there.
The Jelko team back then. So, and he's been a bit of a recluse. He doesn't, there's no publicity or anything like that. So, a pretty private person. So, so up and back in the day. So we jumped on the plane down to Hobart at 9:30 in the morning, and straight to the restaurant. Got there about 11:30 for a beer, and it was good. There's only 6 of us. The Jelko came with a couple of his cronies, and
there's no doubt about our man, is he? Like he can find them. He's the best.
He's the best.
I remember we invited him to a Melbourne match. I said, I've got one of Rexy, good man's. I've got a box. Interested in going and watch Melbourne play North today. He goes, I'd love to, Potts, but I'm already going to the game with. I won't say his name. We're going with the former president of the football club.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can find a way.
He's the best.
So anyway, but Jelko parked there next to me at a sort of a table of 6, and my mate, we had another guy who's was good. He sort of known Jelko a long time, and he was good. He really drove the conversation, and Jelko was picking the red, so it was good. So wineless Jelko, what do we drink at the ground? So in we ploughed, and that was great. I mean, 6 hours later, people are coming in for dinner, sort of thing, and we had to sort of get out. It sort of was all a bit of a blur. But
so what sort of things did you discuss?
Yeah, so he went back to the start about how they started. Him and David and Phil Turner and the original little algorithm they started.
So prior to that, did he have any knowledge of racing at all?
No, they were card players, blackjack.
That's what
they were card players really from Tasmania, and uni students from Tassie. And somehow they ended up. I think they started in Sydney. They went up there in Sydney, and those had a very basic thing, a very basic algorithm. This by this, and they got off to a flyer. He said it was lucky, but that's just the way it happened. That's sort of like been my story. I sort of started very small. What am I going to do? And just my first 2 months, I just got off to a fly. I was just lucky. I just looked back now and I was grateful that God's sort of looking kindly on me there. So so that was good, and was.
Don't worry, they'll get you back later. They've certainly got me back.
So it was, but different. It wasn't like sitting next to Dominic Byrne or Margaret. I mean, Jelko's he's a numbers man. This is all maths and allocating a number to each. The computers work it all out. So it wasn't like sitting next to someone. He probably got the impression he wouldn't know one end of the horse from the other. Yeah. It was just something to put a maths equation in, but. All different stuff spoke about. I mean, he's had issues with the tax office, and he's got a daughter, and so I've got kids. Speaking about kids, and spoke about everything, mate. The death calculator got a run. I don't know if you've ever heard of the death calculator.
No.
Have a look on the internet. The death calculator.
Right,
when the age and that when you tip over into the what percentage per year that you're going to go off. He was right into that. It was quite interesting. And I asked a few racing things like that, but he played that pretty close to his chest, and about the factors and the model. He didn't want to give too much away there, but I had sort of a few drinks in me. I thought I'd try and have a go and see, But no, it was great, mate. It was a great 6-hour lunch sit next to Jelko, and I said the other guy who was with us, there was sort of 6 of us. He'd known Jelko for a long time, so he was really driving the conversation. I was sort of a bit shy and just trying to soak it all in, but he was, what about this and what about this, and didn't you start here, didn't you do that, and so it was, that was a.
So when you said that, did he have any idea who you were?
No. Well, I remember the other guy was explaining who I was. I went to the press at one stage, and he said, "What's Dan do?" And he's a punter. He's doing his best, and things like that. So but so it was great. It was a great experience, but sort of didn't learn anything about how to back a winner or anything sort of thing. But I just said to him at the end when we were walking out, you got any advice for a young bloke just doing? He said, if you've got an edge, just bash away at it, you know, which is what they sort of do, you know, create yourself a margin and bash away at it. But you know, then we kicked on down to he went, he was taking his missus out. He played he didn't drink too much. He was sort of just chatting away, sipping on a glass of red. But we went down to the foreshore and stuck into it. I've never been as drunk on a plane ever. And geez, I was crooked the next few days. But anyway, but I was saying that the only other person I sort of in racing that I've come across with a similar thought about racing is Frank Hudson.
Right.
Frank Hudson's one of the, you know, probably the biggest bookie I've ever seen. He was the biggest Melbourne bookie in my time.
Yeah.
Just massive. Had all the big clients, and if you didn't have an edge on him and you had means to pay, you could get on for basically what you like to, you know, 300,000-400,000 he was laying and things like that. But all Frank would know about the races was he'd look in the Herald Sun on Saturday morning to see what time the first was, you know.
Yeah.
And
just play the market.
Just play, and play the head.
Yeah.
He was a play the head, play the head,
right.
and things like that. So I'll tell you a story about Frank Hudson. There's Queen Elizabeth Stakes, I think.
I'll have a guess it involves our man that took you down to meet Jelko.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, this is. I think I was just finishing. I think I was still working in the bookies ring in town, but I was about to go and work for Reeds. And so Frank's. It was a Group 1 race. It was Queen Elizabeth Stakes in Sydney. There was a race at meeting in Flemington or something. Anyway, he's got one of the biggest punters in Australia. I bet with him. And he rang up and he said, Frank in Melbourne. He said, yep, Potts here, Frank. Melbourne, give us 20,000 on 3. Sydney, give us 10,000 on 4. Yeah, sweet. So turns to the girl, puts him in the machine in Melbourne. Potts, 20,000 on 3. What price is it? $9, sweet. In Sydney, 10,000 on 4. What price is it? 100 to 1.
Oh.
What? $1 million to 10. Oh. Okay. How long we got? 15 minutes or something. All right, get the staff. You go down to Charlie Cox and Dave Cox, left on it. You go along the rails in Melbourne, and Frank got on the phone. So I got to back this back. Wanted to back it back for about 500 or 600,000. Yeah. That was a go. Trying to put $6,000 back on the thing. Yeah. So I remember talking about it when I started at Reeds, because he rang Reed. And they bet him 100 for 1. You know, whoever was working that back then. This is 2008. This is only 9 years ago. Yeah. Rang the Sydney ring, got a couple, 2,000 or 3,000 on up there. In the Melbourne ring, got the staff come back, 2,500 on there, or about 1,500 or 20, whatever. Anyway, he's got 6,000 back on. Yeah. Okay, all right, so that's all right, sweet, put all the bet backs in, sweet, so home it goes. Wins by that much.
What's it?
Serrera. Mike Maroney horse, Serrera. Hundreds into 50s, gets there on the line. Oh, Frank, oh shit. Okay, done a heap on that race, but anyway, as it turned out, the bloke owed a heap. Yeah. So he gets a heap off the settling, and Frank's got 600,000 cash to collect in bet back, so it's not a bad swing, you know. Yeah. Sort of normally with big blokes like that, you give them a discount off their settling or anything anyway. Yeah. So he said, well, it's not the worst result in the world, you know, we'll cop it, you know, so sweet, so play on. Anyway, Monday morning in at Racing Victoria headquarters, the betting supervisor's going through the bets on the ledgers and everything, just looking for anything dodgy or shifty or big things and like that, and the big bets that stand out, and he's going through Hudson's ledger and sees this thing, $1 million to 10. $1 million to 10. That's a fair bet. So let's just better listen to that on the recorded line. And first Frank, Potts, Melbourne 20,000 on 3, Sydney 10,000 on 5. What? That's number 4. It's number 5. Oh. So he rings Frank Hudson. Frank, there's a blue here. That bet was supposed to be on 10,000 on 4, 10,000 on 5. Beauty, thanks for that. Before he'd done the settling and all. So he's ended up winning 600,000 cash, and then the bloke never backed the winner at all. So it's like $1 million swing for cash. Luckiest bloke in the world, that's Frank Hudson. Lucky. As Brian Mann says, if they ever travelled overseas, you always sit next to Frank Hudson, because the plane's going down, going to crash in the ocean, you sit next to Frank, it'll all be sweet. There'll be 1 sole survivor, 2 sole survivors, it'll be Frank Hudson. Yeah. So mate, that's a good story about Frank Hudson, mate.
That is breathtaking. So what price was the horse that he actually wanted the back?
25.
It was 25.
Yeah, I think it was 25s or 20s or something. Yeah, so 10 on it. And yeah, so what about that for a swing?
How can you fluke back at 100 to 1 winner? I'm lost for words, okay?
Yeah, no, as you see, he's
I
lucky.
bet the wine tasted sweet when the night after that.
Oh,
How good's this?
That's a good story.
So did the team get a sling out of it or anything, DK? Or?
No, I don't buy that. No, I don't. No, I was just starting. I started at Reeds the next week. I think I wasn't back at the track anymore, but I just thought that was that's a fair story.
That's a ripper. That's an absolute ripper. Here we go. We've got 5 minutes. So we've had a few questions come in, DK. So let's just the first one was from good man Luke Dighton. He was just asking about Betfair and do we use it and how we use it, and it's something that he hasn't used much and where to get some information about Betfair.
I didn't use Betfair much at all. Might have been 5% of what I do 12 months ago or 2 years ago. Now it's about 40 or 50% of what I do.
Okay.
I like the fact that no one knows what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I like the fact that I'm betting late, which I've been trying to get myself to bet later and later, and it's I just bet, and what you told me, sort of take what's there, don't sort of put up bids and things like that, because you just get left off, you don't get on the things half the time, and so you want to know what you got. The education part, they're fantastic with education. The only joint that's out to educate punters. You go to their hub, and there's so much information there. All Daniel O'Sullivan's articles. There's a fantastic race simulator. You can just bash away on that as often as you can. It's just they run the race beside it. You can back away. You can do it in the run. Do everything like that. You can practice as much as you like on there. And it's, they're all about educating the punter. Betfair, which no one else is, obviously, even RVL. You know. So I wasn't a Betfair convert until probably the last 18 months or 2 years. I used to dabble, but now I'm really.
I'd say to you, Luke, for me it's about 20% of what I do. It sort of varies a bit because it depends on the nature of the meeting and whether I'm doing form for an upcoming meeting or whether I'm just concentrating purely on the betting. So I sort of can vary a little bit. But I think one of the issues Betfair's got is all this action that's happening between 9 o'clock and that preceding 25 minutes, because Betfair's really only useful in about the last 10 minutes of betting.
We've got liquidity issues here, that's the only thing. Whereas in the UK, they hold millions on a race. On a maiden at Wodonga, you hold $1 million. It'd
just be so good if they could get someone to seed those pools and get the action starting from the same time, from the 9 o'clock when the minimum bet rules kick in. It would change the environment, which is what tends to happen in the UK. From race morning, there's liquidity in those Betfair pools, and it just sort of there are traders involved.
Yeah, that's a completely different.
I think the problem is, I mean, this is my guess, I suppose, is that the commission rates here, because of the racefields legislation, is higher, so it's not attracting that arbitrage trading type liquidity that they get in the UK. So I don't think Betfair's an absolute must at the moment. You don't have to use it, but it is a good place to round off your positions.
No, that's good. I'm sort of dabble. It's each horse is different, and I'm sort of backing things. I'm backing improvers. I'm trying to catch them before the market does. So there seems to be an edge there rather than backing things hard in the market. I'm not taking even money or 2 to 1 there late and watching all that. I'm trying to get 15s and 20s of things that are 10 and 12 fixed odds and things like that. There seems to be a little edge there, but not many of them win, of course. But the reason that Betfair's against them is probably because of map and things, and I'm trying to be ahead of that. So
totally, they can go the wrong. When they have a malfunction, they can go completely the wrong way, and things can get out to be extraordinary.
And that's when you've got to capitalise. It's sort of if you know your horses like I do. So I specialise. I'm not scared about the Betfairitis and things like that. I say, well, I know where they're driving it out because it's been set last its last 2 starts, but today I think it can be midfield. So and that's knowing those horses. So when it blasts out to 20s and 25s, I can't get a lot on it, but it's not better than it pays 15 best total, 16. There's a margin there,
Totally. The only other thing, Luke, you need to know is if you're going to use Betfair, it is quite time consuming because you have to drip feed your money on. And so I would say
it can be costly.
It can be, It can move quickly.
So you should share it around.
So I would say to punters that what you need at the moment is you need to have a centre bet account. If you can get a Bet365 is good because they offer the starting price guarantee if you take fixed odds positions, and you probably need at least one of the other corporates.
I just emptied my centre bet account once because they're not on dynamic anymore, so it's no good to me.
That's frustrating.
Really frustrating.
That's frustrating.
That's no good to me.
Someone needs to take care of that. Both parties there It's not helping either of them.
No, that's right.
It's not helping Dynamic, it's not helping Centre Bet, and it's certainly not helping your customers.
Yep.
It's very disappointing. Anyway, we'll come back with part 3.